Now, on Sunday night,
If you want to party in France,
they're greedy,
if you want a Maserati,
they're shameless,
if you want a hot body,
and they want your money.
you got to work it, bitch.
The Great Charity Sham.
You could lie to people.
Go straight into their bank account.
What was the lure?
Money.
The bizarre rituals
That culture just ingrains in your head.
and punishments.
Disgusting behaviour.
Skimming off your donations
Pyramid structure.
A money cult.
A money cult.
for their lavish lifestyles.
I wanted to be the guy with all the money.
This is the fine print here.
Yeah, it's a sham.
Just where is the money going?
Why does so little of the money that the Australians donate actually go to the charities you represent?
And come with us to the island of the immortals,
I've come to steal your secrets.
where time stands still.
Red wine for breakfast.
Yeah, this is something.
He's excited about that.
The secret to a longer, healthier life.
Let's get this party underway.
Rebuilding yourself. Stronger, healthier.
Could it be as simple as this?
What if I told you all that you needed was a single pill?
Also,
Welcome, Mel.
turning the tables on LLB.
Honest. Shockingly honest.
He reveals some home truths.
It's a gentleman's throne room.
Hello, I'm Melissa Doyle and welcome to Sunday Night. Have you ever wondered where that money you so generously give to charity actually ends up? Well, tonight you're in for a shock because it turns out not much of it is going where it's so desperately needed. In this special investigation, Matt Doran reveals how one multinational company called APCO is making a fortune from your donations to some of the country's biggest charities.
We've got an unbelievable business and an unbelievable opportunity. And I can't speak for myself, but Slim Shady puts it a lot better than myself. If you had just one shot, or one opportunity, bounce to see everything you wanted,
One moment.
would you capture or let it slip?
Just let it slip.
It's celebration time at APCO, the company that raises money for some of Australia's biggest charities.
1,376,000.
But these cheques aren't going to the needy or the underprivileged.
I wanted to be the guy with all the money. I want to be the guy with a flash car.
They're going straight into the bank accounts of the men at the top of this fundraising goldmine.
If you want to party in France, if you want a Maserati, you got to work it, bitch.
At least $1 million each, and some much more.
There's only one thing I wanted so badly. I wanted to be...
I wanna be a billionaire, so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of...
It's a shameless Wolf of Wall Street style celebration of wealth. And yes, those are US dollars he's throwing into the
I
crowd.
wanna be a billionaire, so freaking bad.
But this money doesn't come from cashed-up investors. A big chunk of it comes from ordinary Australians who've given their hard-earned savings to charity.
When you look back now about your role in helping, I guess, deceive Australians who wanted to donate to charity, do you regret it?
Yeah. And I apologise. It's a sham.
Ivan Alashay worked his way up in the APCO empire to reach an owner-partner level in the organisation.
What was your involvement in the fundraising on street level for charities?
Well, I was an owner, so I had a large team, about over 20, doing charity sales.
But tonight, Ivan Alashay blows the whistle on a company that has made a staggering $100 million from Australian charities in the last 2 years alone.
Some of the reports claim that up to 90% of every dollar that gets donated can go to somewhere else other than the charity. Do you think that's a fair figure?
Yeah. Correct.
Wow.
The reality is, the amount of money that does not go to the cause is unethical.
How much of the money, like if you donate, actually goes to...
100% goes to Camp Quality, so it goes straight into their bank account.
One of the many ways APCO makes money is by signing people up for regular monthly donations to charities like Camp Quality, with a promise made by collectors that every cent goes to the cause.
How much of the money actually gets to the kids, to the charity?
Yeah, so 100% of the amount you give actually goes to the charity's bank account, and then they choose how to deal with it from there.
So we handed over a credit card and signed up for the $39 a month subscription.
They've sent us this form. At the top of it here, it pretty clearly says 100% of the amount you give will go directly into Camp Quality's bank account. That's got to be a good thing.
No, it doesn't stay there.
What do you mean it doesn't stay there? Where's it go?
There's a deal done between the APCO and the charity, and the money goes back to APCO in a payment form.
So 100% does go into the bank account, but there's a separate agreement saying it comes back out?
It's in the fine print.
APCO argues it can make this extraordinary claim because it's being paid a fixed fee out of the charity's existing fundraising budget. But donors might justifiably think it's their money going in and out.
This is the fine print here?
Yeah.
I mean, you fair income need a magnifying glass to even see it.
In year one, the amount paid to APCO will equate to 93%. Camp Quality will retain 7% in the first year.
What, of the total donation?
Yeah, in the first year.
So year one, say I give $100.
$7 will go to the cause.
No.
Yeah.
And APCO gets $93.
93%, $93.
APCO and Camp Quality claim that if the subscription continues for 3 years, the charity will get 70% of the donation.
Who stays for 3 years? A lot of people that sign up to these sort of things do it for 6 months, maybe a year, and they stop.
APCO is one of the biggest face-to-face marketing companies in the world, selling everything from perfume to fresh food delivery subscriptions. At the top of this pyramid-like organisation, one of Britain's wealthiest men, former racing car driver Chris Niarchos.
A tremendous performance by Chris Niarchos to take their second victory of the season.
Chris Niarchos started his direct selling business 30 years ago in Australia.
I arrived here in Australia in 1987. Little did I know or could have ever imagined that the company would have grown to the size that it is today.
It's now a vast international conglomerate extending across more than 20 countries.
We have market dominance in every single division we're in because we're just the best.
These days, Chris Niarchos doesn't just drive the cars, he owns the entire racing team.
To go back into the British Championship for me as a team owner is unbelievable, and I'm really looking forward to it.
The marketing mogul also owns McLaren GT, producing high-end racing cars, the cheapest of which will set you back around $300,000. But the biggest money spinner of all is APCO, a billion-dollar enterprise. It's helping to make Chris Niarchos and a handful of his associates very rich. They argue they're providing much-needed services that charities are unable to perform themselves. And, to be clear, they make plenty of money from non-charity sources as well. At the bottom of this apparently legal pyramid, the so-called independent contractors, thousands of young hopefuls hungry for a slice of the dream.
A lot of people in the APCO world, including myself at one stage, tried to compare themselves to Jordan Belfort.
From The Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah.
28.7 million in gross commissions.
What was the lure?
Money. Wealth.
And how many of you and your colleagues and the others at APCO actually saw any of that money, that wealth?
I saw it, but it was for a lot of other people, excluding the people that did the work.
You've probably encountered them, the chuggers, short for charity muggers, who bail you up for a donation or to buy a badge or a book of vouchers.
Well, we're an organisation that supports kids under the age of 13 who are affected by cancer, basically.
They look as if they work for the charity, but they don't. They work for APCO's marketing companies and they're paid on commission only.
Probably some of the best salespeople you'll ever find, but they're also some of the worst people if they stay long enough.
What makes them bad people?
I don't think they're bad people. They just get it just becomes normal to not care and not feel.
Tegan Gregory saw firsthand the pressures to meet sales targets.
It's just the things that become normal and become a joke. Even joking about the charity, joking about what we do, like saying, got this one for a 50 on a credit too. Like, you will see them high five after you leave.
This team is soliciting ongoing monthly donations for the Peter MacCallum Cancer Foundation, though they actually work for an APCO marketing contractor called VMG Global.
Just in terms of the percentage of whatever I give.
So it's 9%.
Yeah. So if I give like over 12 months, what's that?
They say just 9% of my $39 a month will go to administration. All the rest goes to Peter Mac. They even perform the calculations.
So let's just go at 39.
So if I give $468 over a year,
$42 of that is going to go to admin.
so out of the 468, only $42 goes to admin.
And 12 cents.
Okay.
When I read the fine print, I discover that is an outright lie. Even if I donated for 5 years, the admin fee wouldn't be that low. The conditions state that if I stay for a year, as I clearly said I would, not 9%, but 93% goes to APCO and the marketing contractor. Out of my $468, $435 will go to the company. Just $33 will go to helping people fighting cancer. But don't be too harsh on these young workers. They are being ripped off too.
I may have been earning $3 or $4 an hour, which is, it's crap.
I was going, crap, if I don't make any sales, I'm not eating tonight. You know?
How would you describe the conditions of APCO's workers?
I'd say exploitative and cult-like.
What do you mean by cult-like?
There is a fanaticism around the endless profit drive that one could get if they ascend the pyramid structure.
A money cult.
A money cult.
Lawyer Rory Markham is representing more than 1,000 ex-APCO workers in a class action against the company. Workers, he says, who should have been paid a wage, not as contractors on commission only.
How much money are you claiming is owed, and to how many workers?
The figure is in excess of $85 million.
$85 million
Straight.
Underpaid.
Correct.
Next, the bizarre rituals
That's the sort of disgusting behaviour that was promoted.
and punishments.
Ugly to see. But the charity won't complain.
You guys are crazy.
Now, the truth.
Why does so little of the money that the Australians donate actually go to the charities you represent?
Call me Mr. Worldwide.
Vice President of APCO Group, Paul Burkett.
At marketing company APCO, vice presidents like Paul Burkett employ a very deliberate strategy of flaunting their wealth.
Sing along, here we go. The rich and the famous.
Burkett boasts a lavish lifestyle.
Today I'm actually in Paris in a beautiful park.
Business trips to France.
Pretty easy to wake up to this view, what do you reckon?
Holidays in Santorini.
There's always something more to aspire to. There's a boat down there on the back of the boat. He's got a helicopter on the back of his boat. It's inspiration in itself.
Skiing at the office.
Well, while I'm working, I might as well poodle on down the mountain, what do you reckon?
'Cause bitch, I'm worldwide.
And living the life at his waterfront apartment in Darling Point, Sydney's most expensive suburb.
Wherever you are around the world, I hope you're waking up to a special Sunday. I know I am.
APCO's strategy seems to be to make new recruits so hungry for money they can almost smell it, or even actually smell it.
A wad of cash.
20,000. He wanted someone to smell what a lot of cash smells like.
People keep asking me the question, where do I start my career? Well, I've got one answer for you. Bounce!
APCO claims to have raised more than $280 million for Australian charities in the last 2 years. It won't identify which ones, but they include some of our biggest and most respected. On Anzac Day this year, the RSL Art Union was making the most of Australia's most revered day.
We're looking after return veterans today. We're from the RSL.
Where are you from?
We're with the RSL, the Return Service League, so looking after return veterans that suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder.
Are you guys actually with the RSL?
We are with the RSL.
No, they aren't. They're from an APCO contracted marketing company called STM International.
If I were to buy some tickets...
It goes straight to the RSL, so your money's going...
Awesome. Do they get, does it all go to the RSL? 100% goes. Oh, that's good. Fantastic.
Time and again, we were promised that everything goes to the veterans.
All the money will go to the RSL?
Everything goes there.
That's great. So 100% of everything. You guys as a marketing company don't take any fee. That's awesome.
Thank you.
But in reality, APCO made a mozza on its Anzac Day campaign, enough to earn the marketing team a cruise on Sydney Harbour for hitting their sales target. They are the lucky ones. You won't believe what happens to those who don't make their targets. Humiliating punishments, bizarre hazing rituals.
We had a crawling race where several people had to crawl from one side of the office to the office toilet, grab the bowl and crawl back. That's the sort of disgusting behaviour that was promoted.
Tyrone Corbett witnessed many such practices at the APCO contracted marketing company where he worked in Tasmania.
One of my friends failed to reach his targets, so everyone hovered around as he was forced to shove a cigarette up his butt, pull it out and smoke it.
Well, what sort of an impact does an event like that have on somebody?
Very, very negative. On a different road trip, he was forced to kiss another guy. He's a straight guy. It's very demeaning, and he is still scarred by these incidents.
And in Adelaide, male workers are encouraged to engage in simulated sex acts. In Brisbane, a manager instructs young sales workers to perform a slug race. And in Canberra, Ashley Knight witnessed even more bizarre variations.
Two people would have to get on their knees, put their hands behind their back and fight like chickens, like a cockfight. Just all sorts of things were cult-like and be pretty intimidating, and you'd be pretty embarrassed.
APCO has denied any knowledge of these practices and blamed its contractors. But for those who experience the abuse, the explanation simply doesn't wash.
These were universal. It wasn't isolated to just one company.
You think it was systemic?
Yeah, and because it's happened everywhere, you can't say that the people up above didn't know about it.
Even more alarming, the disrespect shown to a little girl with Down syndrome. It was an office competition to capture the best photo showing a Special Olympics voucher booklet. And the man who took this won the $200 prize.
The girl on the front of the booklet is a real girl. Like, she really exists. Why does there need to be such disrespect? Don't make fun of the charity that we're supporting. Like, it was just ugly to see.
Almost as insulting, out of the $12 million raised in this campaign, $7 million went to APCO and its contractor marketing companies. After paying for printing and other costs, less than $500,000, or just 4%, went to the Special Olympics.
The charity won't complain because it's still free money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, at APCO, it's still raining money for the select few.
The best salesman out of the whole division would be thrown in the box. If you caught $1,000, you get to keep $1,000. If you caught $2,000, you get to keep $2,000 for yourself.
$1,500! There's probably a few people right now going, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy kids.
For some of these young recruits, the promise of easy riches must seem like a kind of nirvana.
I don't care what they're going to say.
But for others, it's come to represent everything that is wrong with the ethos of APCO.
What are we? Thank you. We are pretty crazy.
It's just gluttony. It's a gluttonous place to be.
My name's Matt.
Matt, how are you?
Good, mate, I'm good. I'm actually a reporter with Channel 7 Sunday night program. I'm sorry to jump you like this. I just want to ask you a few questions about APCO, if I could. Have you got time to have a quick chat with us now?
Not at the moment, no.
No? Why not? I just want to ask you about the money that's raised for the charities, mate. Why does so little of the money that the Australians donate actually go to the charities you represent? Can you tell us why? Mate, so you don't want to have a chat with us?
Sorry?
We've spoken to some of the charities that say 90% of everything that's raised actually stays with APCO and the marketing companies.
I'm so sorry, Alex. We've just finished the gym session and just left the what in there.
But you don't, you don't think, come on, don't you think that they have a right to know, Paul, honestly?
Sorry?
You don't think that people have a right to know?
I think there's a media release put out, so I think probably the media release...
No, I know there's a media release, but I know that you're very high up and you like to celebrate the lavish lifestyles, etc., of the people at the very top. Don't you think it's
I think the media release is probably self-explanatory, really.
How much of the money raised,
anyway,
Paul,
I really
actually...
appreciate your time, thank you.
How much of the money raised goes to the lavish lifestyles? Because the workers aren't driving around in Aston Martins.
I don't think I am one, but anyway, good luck.
For the people that are starting in APCO, or for the people that work in APCO, think about what you're doing before you continue. Don't just listen to what someone that has more money than you says. Doesn't mean that it's right. Maybe they want you to stay because you make more money for them.
Most importantly of all, however, is the plea from every person who's spoken out about APCO. Please, don't stop giving. Just be careful how you do it.
Repeated requests for an interview with APCO were refused. The company did provide us with written responses to questions and a video statement. They're on our website, along with the statements of other contractors and charities mentioned in this report.